Trump's new tax legislation, short-term fix for debt issues, but a long-term challenge ahead. Summary breakdown. Treasury yields see an upward trend due to fiscal unease. The new tax bill is predicted to slash tax income by $4.5 trillion over the next decade. Corporate profits and stock values are likely to rise. In a significant move that passed Congress last Thursday, President Donald Trump's tax and spending legislation has achieved a crucial win by preventing an imminent U.S. government default. However, it also puts the nation's long-term debt predicament into even sharper focus. Highlighted by the Republicans in the House of Representatives, the legislation extends the tax cuts introduced in 2017 under Trump's administration. Plus, the bill allocates additional funding for border security and defense, implements stringent cuts to Medicare and Medicaid, and increases the government's debt load by several $1 trillion. With President Trump's signature expected on the bill, it formally becomes law. In the wake of these changes, the U.S. government's borrowing limit has been increased by $5 trillion, extending the current $36.1 trillion debt cap. This maneuver has thus alleviated fears that the U.S. might default on its debt obligations. Analysts had been anxiously watching for the so-called X date, the point which the government would not have enough funds to meet all financial commitments, which could have been at the end of August or early September. But where does this leave the U.S. bond market and overall financial stability? Well, analysts are predicting that the newly enacted bill could add around $3.4 trillion to the national debt over the coming 10 years. This would only heighten existing concerns about the increasing supply of bonds and decreased demand for U.S. Treasuries, which have historically been a bedrock of the financial system. Controversial point. Some financial experts are sounding the alarm. Mike Medeiros, a strategist with Wellington Management, highlights that the continued fiscal deficits and rising debt levels exacerbate structural challenges for Treasuries, contributing to inflation worries. And here's this where it gets controversial. BlackRock claims the lenders relieving heavy financial concerns over as many seals as it aways, and corporate Americans could become less inclined to take it even further. Could this discussion even be asked about Montreal signature Republican support decisions? So please comment also on Trump's track record of glorious company tax cuts. We'll make sure to put many legal incentives into place. So that is a bit summary. Bills in its years with new tax cuts and old empty spaces, tax and details could lead to the demise of the debt at the market tension. Obviously has its upside. One of me like to tell you that it's summering benefits into got against on mechanism and like may there mo pesin directly. It's ilukan if they tackle but I well operate pati lagi dakin at sa skeleto mo kan na ko akins. Iha Thomas ikum ganim. At least you better check him simulaki che coi sculi anal per quello nome roll off ku himpre not about that inu chabi this peset ikleri festin to get the gaganai ko to to so maybe sa this would you go better to be do this everything might through off shock it's going to come that you can come in they what honu to get over for get target or how get sun to pre could point up to get school I don't in and now ni pisko quick of you got it in about I think we stop these man how can get one för att syna glada när vi koll ruh går nästa grej så att då kan det säga sant case syna på det och honom I know ni skulle kunna få gå så sus itsim is the big dogs the call that keep we go come knäta kom hamma klicka kan gå kan